Brian Jones announcing his campaign to alter the state's immigration policies right here in San Diego. We have team coverage on today's political push and the backlash against it. CBS 8's Abby Black live outside the County Administration Center where a protest happened opposing the new bill.
But first, let's go to Shannon Handy sharing new details directly from State Senator Brian Jones. Shannon, what's he telling you?
Yeah, Evan and Ned, a news conference just wrapped up here outside the county administration building. You guys mentioned those protesters. Some are still here, so you may hear them. Now, California Senate Minority Leader Brian Jones introduced SB 554, which he calls the Safety Before Criminal Sanctuary Bill. Specifically, the bill will prevent local jurisdictions from passing city ordinances that are stronger than current law and will require law enforcement to help ICE in detaining people for specific violent crimes. Now you can see again some of the people from those news conferences are still behind me here. Now, as for SB 554, it contradicts San Diego County's ordinance, which Jones says bans our local police and sheriff from helping ICE at all.
I don't care if you're a U.S. citizen, a legal immigrant, or an illegal immigrant. If you're committing these violent felonies, rapes, murders, child trafficking, drug trafficking, you shouldn't be able to be on the streets of San Diego or California. We want to keep our neighborhoods safe, keep our immigrant communities safe, and that's the bottom line goal of this legislation.
That was Senator Jones's response when I asked him what he wants to say to people who oppose his bill. Keep in mind, California is a sanctuary state. It's been that way since 2017 when SB 54 passed, meaning state and local resources are limited in what they can help ICE with. But Jones says local counties like ours are taking it too far by not allowing our police and sheriff to assist no matter the crime. During the news conference, we heard from local and state leaders who support Jones's bill. Here's what Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco had to say.
SB 554 will absolutely allow law enforcement to make sure that we are able to prevent child molesters, rapists, murderers, robbers who victimize us, who victimize them from being released into our communities.
Back out here live, you see a large group of sheriff deputies out here. There was a large security presence. In fact, they were here to keep the peace, to keep protesters actually away from the news conference. You may have heard those protesters in that soundbite in the background of the sheriff's words there. And for more on what opponents of this bill have to say, let's turn now to Abby Black.
A large crowd of immigration advocates did rally outside of the county administration building before and during Senate Minority Leader Brian Jones's news conference challenging California's sanctuary laws. Protesters gripped orange signs denouncing the East County Senator's announcement of new immigration legislation. Both supporters and opponents of the measure gathered, with occasional interruptions from counter-protesters, though the demonstration remained peaceful. The San Diego Republican plans to introduce a bill that would require local law enforcement to assist ICE during immigration raids. The proposal would effectively roll back protections under California's Values Act, also known as Senate Bill 54. The law currently limits cooperation between local police and federal immigration authorities. Although not required, it does allow police departments to cooperate with ICE on serious crimes, including cases involving registered sex offenders and violent felony convictions. We heard from Pedro Rios from the American Friends Service Committee, and he says California voters have already made their position clear on this issue.
The attempt by certain politicians of the state and local who want to propose a measure that would go against their own constituents, it's unconscionable.
The bill faces steep odds in the Democratic-controlled legislature. Now, this comes nearly 5 years after the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld California's sanctuary law. So we will keep you updated as this story develops.